Hello, this is the third episode of Satisfactory. I did some off camera work, specifically using the MAM. I found some SAM in a cave. I haven't really done anything with that yet. But the Caterium, I took the quick wire that is in our automation over there, right there to be exact, and I got a few upgrades, including a zipline, stun rebar, a powerful Mark II, and an AI limiter. The Powerful Mark II is the same as the Powerful Mark I, except instead of 4 slots, it has 7 connective points. The zipline lets me connect to one of these. And lets me just do this. Pretty good for travel. In mycelia, I pretty much just researched with the mycelia that I have. Nothing changed here. Nothing changed there. In quartz, however, decent amount changed. I unlocked quartz crystals and silica, and I did automate both of those already. I unlocked blade runners, crystal oscillators, and 6 inventory slots. The crystal oscillators I cannot automate currently, because it requires more than 2 things. It requires 3 to be exact. And I don't have anything better than a assembler. As for the blade runners, these things, they're pretty cheap, but they let me go sprint faster, jump higher, and it also helps with momentum of the sprint jumps. Of the slide jumps. I did also get quite a few hard drives. So I'll take this one. I'll take this one. And this one. There we go. I also went into the sulfur category. I unlocked black powder, which is cheap, it's just what I already have, and compacted coal. This is a better fuel than just regular coal for the coal generators. So this is what I will be using for the coal generators. And I also unlocked this here, the Nobelisk. The Nobelisk has been very, very helpful so far. If you remember this structure right here, that was covered in gas from the spires. Nobelisks let me destroy those spires, as well as things like hold on. Noblesse also let me open up this Caterium node by getting rid of the little blockade on top of it. Which this Caterium I will be using to get the AI limiters, because I need quick wire for that. I just have not yet gotten around to actually making that. But I think that's pretty much everything I did off camera, besides a little extra deforesting. As you can see, the tree line is now pushed all the way back over there. And all the way back over there. I think every episode from now on there will be a little deforesting that occurs. But anyway, let's head to the next milestone. Basic steel production.
Milestone
this will be very
reached.
important.
Coal and iron can be combined in the foundry to start steel production. Project part number 2, the versatile framework, can only be created via automation, not at a crafting bench. Delivering these to the space elevator is essential if we are going to complete phase 2 of project assembly and save the day. Fix It and humanity is relying on you.
Seven minutes 30 seconds. Alright then, I'm going to make a quick cut until this is over. Alright, there we go. And that is the next one. And the final part of
Milestone
Tier 3.
reached. Tractors permit pioneers to move around the world in a manner similar to using...
Alright, that is the final milestone of this tier. Let's see, Tier 4.
Milestone
It's gonna require
reached.
steel,
The
so
Xeno
I'm gonna have to
Basher
make
is a
steel.
direct upgrade from the Xeno
Instead of
Zapper.
that,
In the
I'm
words
first
of the
going
engineer
to
that
make,
first developed this tool, quote, "The Zapper kind of electrocutes things, the Basher straight up smacks stuff,
first I
while
should
also
make the Basher.
electrocuting them," unquote. It is beneficial during encounters with aggressive fauna and has been tested thoroughly.
Wire.
The engineer's noble sacrifice for Xeno research
more
will
wire
not
for
be
that as well.
forgotten, whoever they were.
But once I make this real quick, I'm going to start with coal production. And I'm gonna try and make a coal generator. And there. I'm missing 2 wire. There. Xeno Basher. This will help me kill things a lot better. Test dummy. That was a lot quicker than normal.
What made you look at that poor animal and decide it deserved pain?
Because it's part of the ecosystem. Now be quiet. Alright, for the other things, I need some of this. Zero clue how many of these I need, so I'm gonna just craft a lot. I'm gonna go get plates and rods. I wonder if they respawn or not. Because if not, then I can make them go extinct. Need more rotors and a little bit more reinforced plating. There we go. Now I should have the resources. And I pretty much already have a spot mapped out. I pretty much already have a spot mapped out for where I'm going to build this. And that being this way. Yes, this way. See how dark it gets because the trees are blocking the path? That is perfectly good reason to just destroy all the trees. To start out with, I'm gonna just use 2 of these things. Okay, so these things can bring water, unlike everything else here, where I could have things going like this and just have another one go right through it, and this will be perfectly fine. Water works like regular physics. It needs extra power to go upward, and when it hits a split, it will go in whichever way the water is flowing. So if it's downhill, it will pretty much only go towards the center one. The way you get around that is you just say water is coming in on this side. You don't use this one at all, and you only use these 2 sides. Pipeline pump is how you get it to actually go up the 20 extra meters. What I'm currently doing may seem a little weird, but apparently it can help with the amount of water that you can actually get flowing. And if it helps, then I'm not going to question it. There we go, and since both of those are being propelled forward, the water's not going to back up in there, so it's going to spread through here and go this way. And that will be 240 meters, cubic meters of water. The coal factory needs cable. Coal factory needs cable. I believe it needs 45 cubic meters of water. So one thing that I can do with these is that I just split one of these in half, and it powers one with a little extra water. And since these things fluctuate in how much they actually make, you want to have a little extra of a flow rate. So two of these combined, it would need to, two of these combined power 4 coal factories. So this right here is enough water for 4 coal generators. Missing concrete and cables. I'll see you in a moment when I get the concrete and cables. Alright, I'm back. I have the resources and I built a few pipelines. And although I have those connected, it's not going to do anything for me right now. First, I need to figure out where the actual resources for this are. That is the sulfur now over here. Now I need the coal. The coal will be in a few different spots, because that's a pure sulfur node, and there's no pure sulfur over here from my knowledge. And one sulfur node, one pure node is equivalent to 2 normal nodes, which is both of these. So both of these will also be sent over. That will give me 120 of each per minute, which can make me a little extra of these. From what I have learned, I believe one of those can power 3 coal generators, which compact coal to use.
Interesting, most pioneers already had coal power set up by this point because they understood their responsibility to humanity.
Quiet.
Adjusting pioneer attitude metrics. Reminder, coal-powered generators require coal.
Wow, they require coal? Who would have guessed? Alright, I believe it should cost about $7.5 per minute, which would mean this can do 3, like I said. 3 and a little extra. It might be able to do 4, given a little extra oomph, but I'm not sure about that. And by the next time any of this is seen, after I make the coal generators and whatnot, all of these trees and all of up there towards the base will be gone. But for now, I believe it was this way, right? Yeah, this way. If you guys remember from the last video, my goal is to destroy the environment and eradicate the world. Just like Fix It said I should. they told me to exploit and whatnot in the world. Now the sulfur needs to go into each of these as well. Let's make compact coal. Now when the sulfur goes in, then it's going to need to go into 3 generators each. So 12 generators in total. One generator takes up the space of need more reinforced iron plates. I'll see you in a moment. Alright, I'm back. I've got quite a lot more reinforced plates. Now I should have enough. But each of these make 3. One coal generator requires coal generator requires about 3 spaces that long and a little more than 1 space wide. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and expand it a bit out there. This and expand it to right there. Okay, I also need concrete. For now I can probably get by with just stealing the concrete from over here. Go. And now I'll see you when I have the concrete as well. Alright, I'm back. Now I've got the required concrete as well. Extend this out. Now what I plan on doing is taking this one and making 3 generators like this. 1, 2, 3. Now this one goes into a splitter. Now all 3 of these currently get the compact coal. This one is also going to need 4. But first, I'm going to make all of them off camera besides one of them. Just set one of them up real quick. And then I'll prepare to do it all. clears all of that requirement out. And that is all the requirements except for the water. One tube of those can fuel 4 of these. Also can, yes, one of these can fit here. Good to know. Anyway, I guess I will use this one. But first, there's something in the awesome sink that I need to buy. I mean, awesome shop that I need to buy first. Wall attachments. And while I'm here, I might as well grab all of those as well. How much will that all cost? 8? I know in the sink I've got 40, so I might as well go all out here. Let's see. Let's grab that. It's 10, 13, 15, 16. $21. $23. 28, 32, 38, 40. Oh, 49, what? I'm bad at math, apparently. So let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that and that.
Where did you leave your lizard doggos? What's in this storage container? Where did you put the essential components needed to save humanity? Do you wish there was text to prevent you from constantly taking the wrong turn? Disguise your struggles to comprehend the complexity of your surroundings with signs.
Let's see. Walls. So if I take one of these. Here's where it can get pretty annoying. Pipeline junctions. There, and let's put one right. These things will definitely be a pain in the ass. But now I need to bring that a bit higher so I can have it drop down onto the coal generators. Which means I'm going to need ramps. Alright, here we go. And then from here, we split it off into two directions. And that is the process for one singular coal generator. Although that will also be identical. There's two generators and close to being three generators. And enough to be four. I'm going to do this until I am out of assemblers. And I'll see you in a moment. Alright. I have completed building everything here. Fueling everything. However, there is one issue that has occurred. While the rates at which everything consumes things at is correct, everything is working, the conveyors for sulfur are too slow. And I can't get a consistent craft on the compacted coal, meaning these can't stay on for a consistent amount of time. This is what my power chart looks like right now. The black being what is being produced by the coal generators. Biomass generators get turned off when the produced is higher than the consumed, which is the orange. So none of the biomass generators are currently working. It's just pure coal power. However, as you can see by the no power, these keep on turning on and off because I don't have a fast enough sulfur. So this currently cannot be upgraded. However, I believe if I look at how the sulfur is being transported, this gap is what we need to fix. So we just gotta find out where there is no gap and fix it from there. Which is right here. For some reason it gets slowed down pretty... Never mind. That was the issue. Simple Mark II conveyor belt being used. And that should mean I no longer have any issues. Yep, no more gap. These will be completely on, in which case I have zero clue what the power generation will be because I haven't gotten to that yet. Got another piece of fuel before it ran out. So far it's looking good. If this line does not decrease at all, then yep, coal power is sustained. Now we have 12 generators all producing fossil fuels into the atmosphere. I'd say the goal of destroying, and we're taking up the water. I'd say that the goal of destroying the ecosystem is on its way. But now that this part of this is done, I'd say it's on to the next set of things to do, which means coal power. Not coal power, steel. Steel is a composite of coal and iron, specific type of composite called an alloy. This will be very important for probably the rest of the game. However, to my knowledge, there is a upgraded, there's the regular steel production at 45 a minute. However, apparently there's also a different production at 60 a minute from alternate recipes. Meaning I need more hard drives. More hard drives give more alternate recipes, more probability of getting that steel ingot recipe. Which means I'm gonna need to cut again in order to get back to the hard drives. So yes, I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, I'm back. I researched 5 hard drives. Although this is a compact steel ingot and it is a different steel, only 10 per minute. This is not what is the one I want. I care for neither of these, so I'm going to just select one of them. I'll take this one. And this is the thing that I needed. 60 steel ingots per minute. That's what was wanted. Other than that, the rest of this is... I don't care about it. But, as you can tell on my inventory, this part of the recording that I am back for is December 1st. And here, on December 1st, the Fixmas event has started for the entirety of December. There is a bunch of Christmas decorations in here. And there is this, a calendar.
Welcome to Fixmas, an official Fix-It seasonal event, brought to you by official Fix-It Fun engineers. Fixmas is based on a seasonal holiday popular in several cultures and religions, often seen as a winter holiday because no one actually cares about Australasia. The event is vetted to be 100% pioneer-appropriate fun and is not obligatory. Fixmas enables many new distracting activities focused on building the giant Fixmas tree. These activities involve the MAM, the Fixmas calendar, and those abominations falling from the sky. There is more, but I don't care. In the interest of us all, I will tell you that Fixmas has caused stress, lack of focus, general despair, and physical injury to many pioneers. It is the worst scoring event ever created by Fix-It, and has gotten backlash for its blatant cultural inappropriateness. So when you inevitably change your mind and decide to disable this event, you will have chosen humanity and kittens and puppies, you will have chosen truth and empathy, you will have made me proud.
So for the calendar, I guess you just need to find the number for each one. For example, that's 7, there's 22, 22, and since it's the 1st of December, I am looking for 1, that's 10. Right here. And I get
this
a
data cartridge contains the Fixmas MAM tree setup and will need to be fed into the MAM database to unlock its first 2 branches. If this seems convoluted and or boring, and you wish to quit the event, I will understand.
And this is the MAM thing that it is talking about. Another branch with a bunch more upgrades to it.
The purpose of Fixmas is to build and decorate a giant Fixmas tree with style. The Fixmas category has been added to your build menu. Gifts are the basic resource from which many other festive parts are made, like Fixmas branches, which can be crafted in the constructor. In an effort to make this event meet the bare minimum efficiency quotas, I have
Fixmas
disabled the
tree
ability to
branches
craft
are
these
needed.
resources by hand. Trust me, that glitter got everywhere. You're welcome.
Also, as for the things falling out of the sky, they said this is what it means. These presents just fall like that pretty often. Haven't been collecting them for long, and I have well over 1,000, almost 2,000. I will end up creating a line for the Fixmas stuff. So, Fixmas tree branch requires a present per branch, and the presents are what falls out of the sky. Pretty simple. Currently not very automatable. Still have not gotten past the 40 tickets that were used last time. So now that we have the steel ingot recipe though, now we can move on to creating steel stuff like steel beams and steel pipes. That's currently all that's available. In the next tiers we can get more steel production, but that's it for now. So there's this coal node right here, right there. I'm going to use that, and there's iron nodes up there. And for say the steel pipe requires 30, which is half of what it needs, and the steel beam requires 60, so one goes to a single steel beam, and then one will go to a steel pipe. Alright, I'm back. I just realized that I've had my fan on for all the recording I've done so far, so I apologize for any background noise and all of that. But we have more for the Fixmas event that gets candy canes and a candy cane
Candy
basher,
canes are used to create several items. In this case,
which
when
is
combined
of
with the
equal
Xeno
strength to
Zapper,
my
you will
currently
gain a piece
zapper.
of equipment perfect for use against anyone on my naughty list. Like whoever hard-coded and black-boxed this event.
There we go, and that's making us candy canes. Throwing a few more stacks of presents. With those candy canes, I'll be able to make the candy cane decor, and then I can get a Fixmas candy cane. Or no, then I can get the Fixmas bow and the other thing. And with those, we can get the first upgrade to the giant Fixmas tree. Which, speaking of which, the giant Fixmas tree. I have zero clue what this does. For now, it just seems to be a big tree, which is useless. But anyway, as you can see by the giant conveyor going across the sky, I took some of the sulfur from the black powder automation to create more black powder, and I'm using that with one of the because one foundry can supply 2 constructors of steel pipes. I'm using one of those just to grab regular steel pipes, and that's that one right there. Just regular steel pipes here. And this one, with black powder, is an automation for bombs. Now I have infinite supply of bombs, which is wonderful. You gotta always love that. Because, you know, bombs are amazing. And this, for some reason, is not accepting... Yep, there we go. Now it's accepting iron, and now there's a supply of steel for steel beams. Which, however, I have learned something rather unpleasant about the steel beams. For the next piece for the space elevator, we need versatile frameworks. These require 30 steel beams per minute. To get steel beams, we need 60 steel per minute for 15, or 120 steel per minute for the 30 that is needed. Which means I'd need 2 of these. One foundry requires 1 of them, meaning I need another foundry. Or the other method would be to up the coal supply, which definitely would be possible. I also just realized that this is probably a lack of coal supply because it needs quite a lot more. But this is 120, which is in complete use. So the 120 makes this completely used, which means I need to upgrade this to be able to go to 140, no, 160 for another 40 total. I'd need to upgrade this one to get another 40 out of it, which is 133%, no, 233% its regular amount. Then I can supply another foundry, which is what I will end up having to do. However, I do want to check one more thing. For the other resource that the versatile framework requires, modular frames. Modular frames needs to have 25% more than it regularly requires. Basically, the versatile framework is going to be a little pain to make. However, it will be able to be made. So I might need to bring some iron in from somewhere else. Side bonus that I probably won't end up using is that they're also possible to destroy trees and deforest the area, but I like doing that by hand. Honest. Get back here. Damn it. Stop running. Jeez, how much health do these things have? That's the contact damage of it being thrown 3 times combined with the explosion 3 times. Plus the contact damage of the 4th, explosion of the 4th. Oops. Contact damage of the 5th. Explosion of the 5th. Still alive. 6th. Okay, 6 explosion. 6 nobelisks can
That
kill
one had a
of them.
family.
I don't care. Now I'm gonna head back over here to the flower. Just because these things are extremely annoying, and I can't wait to get rid of them all. Because, you know, gotta get rid of the things in the ecosystem to make the ecosystem safe. Down here, I believe, there was a SAM node. SAM stands for Strange Alien Matter. But mostly, there are gas spires. There it is. Along with a giant spider. Let's see if I... Oh, damn it. I really hate those things because they're extremely hard to kill. And they also love to get out of the possibility to kill them. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I got it. Yeah, these things suck. If you listen closely or turn up your volume, you can also hear the SAM talking. It is extremely volatile and it does like to decompose matter. At least that's what the voice told me. But now that I have pretty much everything besides the next space elevator piece automated, I believe it is time to go for the next tiers. Let's see, tier 4, logistics mark 3. We'll give a new storage container, which with the, also a miner mark 2, but with the collection of a new storage container, I will also end up getting a, first let's just grab those. Let's go over here. Research that. And make us
Fixmas bows can be crafted from gifts in the constructor and can be combined with candy canes to make the candy cane decoration. Unfortunately for us both, this is only the first of several decorations, and you have been encouraged to spend your time and effort on these precision-engineered fleeting moments of joy.
There. Let's see, sulfur, I can't get that because I need packaged fuel. I do have what I need to grab that. I have some plastic from just lying around near crash sites. This, however...
Research completed. Smokeless powder recipe unlocked.
Have.
New sulfur research available for the development of high-end weaponry and ammunition.
rifle ammo. This is what I currently need the reanimated SAM for SAM fluctuator. However, I cannot make that currently. This, however, I have more than enough to grab that. I just need to grab some of that. One more of that. Turn it into turn it into protein. Turn it into DNA capsules. And there we go. And now the rebar gun.
Research to develop the rebar gun is now available. When completed, you will be in possession of a tool effective against any local obstacles actively objecting to the Fix-It mission. Rebar gun and iron rebar ammo unlocked. Your ingenuity towards preservation of Fix-It property has been noted.
The ammo
You earned a
requires
micro
15
break.
rods. 15 rods
And welcome
requires
back.
15
I hope you feel
ingots,
refreshed.
which can just be made over here because the 15 ingots is overproduced by this, which gives 30. So I can split this thing into 2 different production lines. And with that, there's now good thing I'm in the right place for iron plates. And that is iron rebar. Oops. Everything is powered. Now I'm making iron rebar, so another storage container. There we go. One more thing that is automated. They'll just float into the void. A cluster nobelisk. A nuke nobelisk. Well, you know that's eventually what I'm gonna have to get. It's like a requirement. Pulse nobelisk. Don't really care about that, but sure. This fabric recipe is not able to be automated due to the mycelia and the biomass requirements. This one, however, from what I know, is automatable with polymer resin. However, first I need to be able to get far enough to make polymer resin, which is in phase 2. So back to what I was going to go through originally. I am going to go for Logistics Mark III. Alright. There we go. Logistics Mark III. There's a new industrial
Milestone reached. Improved storage containers and the conveyor belt Mark III
But
provide
now
the
I am
obviously
going to
necessary
go
tools for
deal with
improving
the
your current
sink.
setup. Production speed is of the essence
See you
after
in a
all,
moment.
so work hard.
Alright, I am back. It's been a little while. Sent through quite a lot of materials. Let's see how many tickets I've got. Yeah. Quite a lot of materials and quite a lot of sinks were placed down. Let's see. 164 tickets. That's a lot. That is definitely a lot. Let's see. 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. For now, I'm gonna skip those. 17, 21, 23, 28, 38, 41, 51, 55, 60, 65, 70, 74, 76, 78, 80, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 129, 132, 137, 140, got all of those. I think it's just basically this. 140. Currently the paints, I mostly use this one, so I don't think I'm actually going to need those. Unless I end up getting more stuff, I'm not going to. 150. There, 150 are used. I've still got 14. Those 14 can be used on customizers. Although I might... No, I don't really care about that. 150. 160... 161. Or 63, I mean. There we go.
If you sense your productivity slipping when it gets dark, don't worry, this is perfectly natural. Fortunately, fix-it lights allow you to never experience wasteful darkness ever again.
Alright, and I think that is actually where I'm gonna end off this episode as well. By the beginning of next episode, I'm probably going to have made warehouses for the, for every material, actually. They're probably going to be grouped into groups of 5 materials each, and have quite a lot of the materials in them. But that is going to be it for now. I will see you next time. next video might be a little long, but if it takes longer than a day, I will throw in the finding number 2, which I already did find number 2, but I'll throw in finding number 2 and getting the reward for that somewhere in the video if it takes longer than tomorrow. Anyway, peace out.